Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new daily update this morning on XRP. We're going to do a full update. There is quite a lot we need to talk about regarding XRP. We had a relatively volatile day again yesterday with a lot of headlines, and that is very much the story of this week and the story, well, basically of this year. I mean, all the tariffs talk, etc., already started in February and has caused a lot of volatility. But in this video, we're going to do a full video on the current situation. What to expect, what are the different possibilities, what are some levels to look at specifically for XRP, so some very critical levels. That's what we'll do. Now, yesterday, as I also made a video on Ripple, and excuse the audio, by the way, I know it's a little bit worse, but hopefully you can bear with me. But yesterday, obviously, we had some Ripple news that they acquired a prime broker, which I made a video on, and I talked about, I think that's quite bullish. But what we said in that video as well is that, short term, XRP is still much more reliant on Bitcoin, all right? And in that sense, also on the stock market, and the stock market yesterday did not do great. The last 2 hours or so, the stock market has bounced a bit, and that's also what you can see right here for XRP. But outside of that, it's been a relatively bearish 24 hours. So that's also why XRP was unable to reclaim that level between 1.95 and $2. That is ultimately the level we want to reclaim above. But unable to do so right now. And ultimately, I mean, look, do I think it's possible that we reclaim 1.95 and $2? Yes, I do think it's a possibility, but ultimately that will fully depend. Unfortunately, but that will fully depend on Bitcoin. All right, so XRP right now, the correlation has decreased slightly between XRP and BTC, but the correlation is still 85%, which is still ridiculously high. All right. Now, if we look at XRP specifically, after that rejection yesterday from 1.95, we dropped down into 1.75, which is some sort of a local support right here, as you can see. And so far, we've actually been able to hold that relatively well. We put in quite a lot of volume in holding that level. So I'd say if we really focus on XRP specifically, I would say the bottom is in, all right, at least technically. So the bottom then for me is mainly this level right here between 1.65 and 1.75. Now, in the case that we get some sort of a major escalation in the trade war and just in general regarding the fundamentals, can XRP drop down lower? Of course. All right. And then the main level I would be looking at personally for Bitcoin would be 73 into 70,000. And for XRP, for me, that level would be around 1.5. 1.5, if you go back in time, the slight balance we had at the end of November, the POC in there was at 1.45. But just in general, the general area was between 1.5 and 1.35. 1.5 is a strong psychological level. That in combination with 1.45 makes me think that is the strongest level to aim for if we actually do get some sort of escalation, right? So that is dependent on the fundamentals. Purely technically, what I would expect from XRP here is stability. So we might test that level at 1.65, 1.75, but I ultimately do think we can form some sort of a consolidation, also bouncing up to 1.9, 1.95. And then, in the end, getting either a reclaim above 1.95 or a bearish continuation below 1.65, which has functioned as support so far, that is going to depend on news. All right, news that will affect the markets, and that could come today, it could come tomorrow, could come next week. All right, so we'll have to wait on that, and we'll have to be prepared for that, and I'll do my best to prepare you for that. Like I also tried with this video. But for now, I think this is what you need to know. All right. So if you do have any questions, anything, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.